Hi, Life Coach Tom Walters here in Toronto, Canada, sharing knowledge on an internal strategy to create more positive moments in your day. In another video, I discussed the external strategy, an 18-word filter that alerts you to potential projected negativity in the words around you. This internal strategy provides a 5-step plan to write out the stories of our issues and challenges that seem to randomly recycle through our mind. My goal with my clients is to have them learn this 5-step writing structure so they can write out their stories on their own and create the opportunity to manufacture their own positive moments. Years ago, I caught myself in a negative story on a 45-minute walk. From start to finish, I realized I was consumed by the details of an unimportant issue where I felt slighted. I was replaying old details, imagining negative solutions, and taking zero action to achieve closure. This story was triggered often, and on this day, I chose to write it out. The 5-step writing structure evolved from this day, close to 20 years ago. Here's a brief outline of the 5 steps. 1. Write out every detail that you have recalled, recycled, replayed, ruminated on, and the rehearsed solutions. 2. Assign a short fact that is a neutral summary of the story. 3. Assign a neutral title. 4. Give your brain written instructions to shorten the story. 5. Design a personal, emotive affirmation to use as a mood-switching strategy to repeat over and over when the story is triggered. Using my 45-minute story as an example, I wrote out every detail that came to mind during that walk, and more from previous recycling moments. Some details were written as sentences, some as bullet points. There were many pages of details. Each detail contained negative, automatic, emotional attachment. Writing out the details exposed the negative emotions within the issue or challenge. This and other stories was where I manufactured my levels of stress and anxiety. I was beginning to realize where a large source of my negative emotions came from, my stories. The goal of writing out the details is to move towards neutralizing the negative emotions attached to the details. The next element of the goal is to shorten the story. Shorten the detail recall, and you reduce exposure to the automatic attachment of negative emotions. Our brains have the capacity to store every detail. Neutralize the emotions, and the details are stored as facts. We want to remember the story, the issue or challenge as a fact. So step 2 is to design a summary fact. When your awareness alerts you to realize you've been triggered, you repeat the summary fact to remind your brain to stop the detail recycling, to deflect from the spiraling potential. An example of a short neutral summary fact could be my former friend, my former job, my former relationship. Step 3 is assigning a neutral title. The title is used when the former issue could be referenced in a conversation, perhaps when meeting with a coach or a counselor, and you're discussing your progress in creating your own positive moments. An example of a neutral title could be my new boundaries, or my recaptured intelligence, or my emotional intelligence. Step 4 is to give your brain written instructions to shorten the story. For example, instruct your brain to eliminate the first 3 details that you automatically go to when triggered. Your brain will see the pattern in your thinking. It loves patterns and will be very good at following your instructions. Rewriting your story may be necessary to shorten it. Each time you repeat the pattern, less details, the fact, the title, and brain instructions, a pattern evolves for your brain to follow. The 5th step requires some creative design. Here you construct a positive emotive affirmation designed to move you from the negative emotions of the story to a neutral, perhaps positive moment. Repeat the affirmation until you feel the words you've used in its creation. Here's how to design an effective, personal, emotive affirmation. 1. Start with I am. 2. Add a positive emotion, like excited or worthy. 3. State a strength that you believe would achieve closure on the issue, like courage or intelligent. 4. Share your affirmation with your environment, letting them know how positive you're becoming. Here's an example. Start with I am. Next, add the positive emotion. It now reads, I am worthy. Next, add the strength. It now reads as, I am worthy to be intelligent. Then share it. It now reads as, I am worthy to be intelligent and my environment benefits when I share. Repeat this positive affirmation until you feel the emotion you chose. Feeling it leads to believing it. Your personal affirmation can now be used to switch moods whenever this story or others gets triggered. And your awareness of the story's presence can message your brain to say, hey, time to repeat your affirmation. Put it on your phone, on the fridge, or on a mirror. Say it often until you feel it. Replay this video, take notes, understand the steps, then practice it. The more you practice, the more positive moments you can create. This outline of the internal writing strategy is from my book titled Creating Positive Moments by Thomas Walters, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Thank you for listening.